Hello guys. So I hope that you've downloaded the link. It's called Parthenia CD. So this is an actual real CD that we submitted to the department, the building department in the city of Los Angeles. So this is a full working set, and you'll be using this as your textbook, if you will. Just navigate down to let's see here, page 201. Now this project was a remodel, meaning it was an existing house and we added some new walls, we demolished some old walls. But for this particular class, you're going to treat this as if this was all new construction. So what I mean by that is that we are not going to create a demo sheet where we're saying, we're going to demolish all of these walls. We're just going to pretend that this is a brand new house and this is what we're going to design. So what I like to do is teach you guys how to take this base plan and import it into Revit so that you can use it as a trace. Now, please don't worry if the model that you create, the dimensions don't match exactly, the sample project. I just needed you to be close, but more importantly, this is really for you guys to learn how to navigate in Revit. And it's not a construction document class, so I'm not looking for really fine accuracy. So I'm using a PDF viewer called Bluebeam. A lot of professional construction and architectural offices use Bluebeam. You guys obviously may not have it, and so Adobe Acrobat Reader should be sufficient for you guys to take a look at this plan. So let's go into Revit and teach you guys how to import drawings. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this guy down. And you guys are going to create a new Revit file. You're going to use the Imperial Architectural Template. In my office, we actually have an architectural template that we use that we've developed over a period of a few years. But I like to teach you guys Revit using Revit out of the box, so please use the Imperial Architectural Template. What it's going to do is it's going to load up most of the common architectural tools. It also has, I believe, an engineering and a construction template and structural system template. So it just means that it'll import or load up some industry specific tools. So let's go ahead and start with the architectural template. Just click OK. So what you'll notice that it starts you off in level 1. Of course, we can rename this. Level 1 could be, for instance, ground level or floor plan level. So for us, let's just start with a floor plan. This is a 2-story project, so we will change level 1. You just long click on that, and then you're going to change that to, let's say, first. I like to call it finished floor. So that's that's the surface that you'll be standing on if you're inside the house. And it's asking me if you want to rename corresponding level and views. Yes, I'm going to click yes. And so it just changes the ceiling plan to first floor, finished floor, the same name as that, because they're actually kind of similar views. Let's go into Insert, Import PDF. Hopefully you guys downloaded the file already. So I have downloaded Parthenia and I have it on my desktop here. And I think, which page is it? Oops. Hold on one second. I need page 8. So we're going to go to page 8. We're going to bring that in. And it brings up a pretty large file here. Now, we don't know whether this is real scale, meaning this wall, if I measure from this point to that point, it should measure 15 feet 10 inches in real scale, 1-to-1. So let's do a sanity check. I always want to do a sanity check and kind of dimension off something or measure something. So on this tab here, we're going to go to measure, and we're going to just click here roughly. And I can go here, and it's measuring 31 feet. So It's clearly not the proper scale. It actually got twice as large during the import process. So we're going to now scale this. So you're going to click on this item and you're going to hit this tool here, which is scale. And let's just take a pretty big. So from here is 59 feet 9 inches. I'm just taking the biggest number possible. So I'm going to click here. To here. And then now it's asking me what number is it. So instead of clicking, I'm going to type, what was that? 59 and 9 inches. So 59 space 9. That means 59 feet 9 inches. So now when I measure, it should measure pretty close to real scale. So that should be about 8 feet 10. And it is 8 feet 10-ish, right? So now you have a floor plan that you can trace. Obviously, you guys can also just open up the PDF file and read the dimension and try to recreate it yourself, but you know that would be pretty painful. So go ahead and leverage computer and go ahead and download it and copy it. All right. So you want to kind of position it within these 4 little elevation marks. We'll be using that later. And so that you don't accidentally click on things, you should select it and then, or move it, you should pin it. It kind of basically locks it so that you don't accidentally click and drag and move it. So that way now I can come in here and trace. So we're going to first start off with a wall. And what you want to do is you want to use a generic wall. Now in Revit you have the ability to create exactly the wall that you're going to use to construct, meaning if it's a brick wall or a concrete wall or a wood wall with plywood or stucco or brick face or wood siding, you can actually make it exactly to what you want to build. But I'm going to keep it pretty generic, and most residential architects use like a 6-inch or a 5-inch or a 4-inch wall. Again, I don't want to get into too much specifics on when to use what. Let's just kind of get to modeling. So let's go ahead and use a generic 5-inch wall. In my office, we use a 5-inch wall all the time. And we are going to move my location line to the exterior, core face exterior. And we're just going to trace. So I'm just going to click here, and it's on the wrong side of the wall. So I hit my space bar, and you're just going to ignore all the windows, and you're just going to really trace the outline of the house. Oop, I've already made a little bit of a mistake, but let's just keep going. So what Revit's actually doing is making a 3D wall, and the wall has properties and information that we will be looking at just as I complete this trace. So I'm just going to go on the perimeter and just make my outside walls. And I'm not going to be so accurate here. So, and then when you want to join these two together, the shortcut could be would be trim, TR, which allows you to trim these two guys to a perfect 90. So a couple of things I want you guys to be aware of. If I select this wall, it tells me that it starts on my first floor and it goes all the way up to my level 2, which will be my second floor finish. So which is fine, and that height happens to be 10 feet. So it's kind of automatic, if you will. If I go to my 3D view, you can see that my walls are already all set up. And so now let's quickly go to the elevation. Any elevation. So you can see that my first floor, we'll call that 0, and my second floor is 10 feet above 0. So typically on most houses, they have 8-foot ceilings on the first level or any level typically, unless you're doing a custom home and you want 10-foot or 15-foot or 18-foot ceilings. So, but let's just try to stay conventional in this class. So usually if you have an 8-foot ceiling, we would actually anticipate that the floor for the second floor would be like a 2x12. So we'll leave about 1 feet of kind of, I guess, cushion. So instead of this being 10 feet, that would technically be 9 feet. So I'm going to just type 9 feet. And what's really nice is that because this wall was starting from here and it's attached to this level, when I move this level, the wall changes also. Now the wall is 9 feet. And if you can recall, it was 10 feet previously. I could also just drag that level up, and you don't have to recreate that wall because it knows, it's intelligent enough to know that it's connected to level 2. So again, the wall goes taller. I'm going to click on that and just type 9 because that's what I want. And then now I have a 9-foot exterior wall. Let's go back to the first floor and let's create more walls. Again, you're going to go to wall, and we're going to start somewhere here. And for this demo, guys, I'd like you to just kind of finish out and build out all the walls in the house. Just if you see doors and things like that, just blow right by it. And we just want to get your 3D massing wall kind of completed. Alright, so I am not going to bore you on this video. The first thing to do is to get all your walls in, and on the next video I will help you put in all your windows.